The text arrived while I was standing in line for coffee, one hand on my phone, the other wrapped around nothing. I read it once, then again because my brain kept looking for punctuation that would soften it. There wasn't any. Don't come to the anniversary party. The family feels you're too toxic. It was signed the way my dad always texts, no greeting, no name, like the message itself should be enough authority. Before I could decide how to feel, the group chat updated. My sister reacted to his message with a heart emoji. Not a comment, not a question, just confirmation. That landed harder than the text. The emoji was clean, efficient. It said, "I'm aligned." It said, "This isn't up for discussion." It said, "We've already talked about this without you." I stared at my phone while the line moved forward. The barista asked for my order and I gave it, surprised at how steady my voice sounded. There was a familiar pressure in my chest. Not anger exactly, more like the reflex to fix something before it got worse. That reflex had a long history. I'd been the one who booked the hotel blocks when my parents decided to make the anniversary a real event. I put my card down for the caterer because the deposit was due now and everyone else needed a day or two. I'd coordinated arrival times, confirmed dietary restrictions, forwarded invoices. None of it felt like control at the time. Felt like being useful. Felt like love expressed in logistics. Standing there with my coffee, I finally let myself name the choice in front of me. I could argue about the word toxic. I could ask what it meant, who decided what I'd done this time. I could try to soften the edges so no one felt uncomfortable. Or I could take the message at face value. I typed back, "No problem. Understood." Then, after a pause that felt longer than it was, I added, "I've removed my card from the hotel booking and the caterer." I didn't send anything else. No explanation. No accusation. Just information. When I hit send, my hands didn't shake. That surprised me too. The calls to the vendors were brief. Names verified. Accounts updated. One woman read the policy out loud. Her tone neutral, professional. "Yes, that's fine. The primary contact will need to provide a new payment method to hold the reservation. No judgment. No family history. Just procedure." That was the moment authority shifted. Not because anyone took my side, but because the rules were clear and impersonal. The system didn't care who was toxic. It only cared whose card was on file. For the next 4 days, nothing happened. That silence was the hardest part. I kept expecting an explosion. Angry texts, accusations, a demand to get back in line. Instead, there was nothing. I went to work. I cooked dinner. I noticed how often my mind reached for my phone, waiting to be pulled back into orbit. Without the noise, guilt tried to step in. Old thoughts resurfaced. "You're being dramatic. You should have warned them. This will ruin everything." I let those thoughts pass without answering them. They sounded rehearsed, like lines I'd memorized years ago. On the 4th morning, my phone started vibrating before I was fully awake. Missed calls stacked up from numbers I knew by heart. Voicemails followed, each one more urgent than the last. The tone had changed completely. No more moral language, no talk of toxicity. Just confusion, panic, logistics unraveling. I didn't listen to all of them. I didn't need to. Then my mom's message came through, all caps like a siren. "Fix this now." It was so familiar I almost laughed. Not "can we talk?" Not what happened. Just the assumption that whatever was wrong was mine to repair. Authority trying to snap back into place through volume. I waited until my coffee finished brewing before replying. That felt important. I typed slowly, not because I was crafting the perfect response, but because I didn't want urgency to write for me. I didn't break anything, I wrote. I stepped out when I was told to. The arrangements were tied to my card. That's been corrected. A minute passed. Then another message. "This is embarrassing. People are coming. Your father is beside himself." I imagined the rooms I wasn't in, the confusion, the scrambling, the sudden realization of how much had been resting quietly on my participation. Not my obedience, my compliance. "I'm sorry it's stressful," I wrote, "but I won't be reattaching my card or rejoining plans I'm not welcome at." There it was. The boundary stated once. No apology for the decision. No defense of my character. Just a limit. Her reply didn't come right away. When it did, it was shorter. We'll figure it out. That was it. The party, I heard later, went on in a smaller form. Fewer guests. A different menu. My sister texted me weeks afterward like nothing had happened, sending a photo of a cake I didn't recognize. I responded politely. We haven't talked about it since. Nothing was resolved neatly. No one admitted they'd overreached. No one apologized for the word toxic or the heart emoji that sealed it. But something fundamental changed. For the first time, my absence didn't create a crisis I had to manage. It created a gap others had to confront. And I didn't rush to fill it. I'm still uncomfortable with that sometimes. The old reflex hasn't disappeared. But now I recognize it when it shows up, tapping me on the shoulder, asking me to smooth things over. I don't always say no, but I don't automatically say yes anymore either. And that, quietly, has made all the difference.